Bank of Delphus. Member FDIC.
What's for dinner? You're not falling back on fast food again, are you? Quit feeling guilty about not having a home-cooked family meal because we have the greatest idea for you. Yoder's Home-Style Family of Foods. Yoder's mashed potatoes, gravy, stuffing, and cranberry relish go great with any entree. You can reheat them in the oven or microwave and serve in 5 minutes. No peeling, no cleaning, and no fuss. Yoder's Home-Style Family of Foods. You can find them in the meat, deli, or dairy department at your local grocer.
Unverferth Manufacturing of Kalida and Delphus has been producing quality farm equipment since 1948 and believes in partnering with local schools to provide positive work experiences and career choices. Take Peggy, for instance. She's following in her father's footsteps. John's 25-year career with Unverferth began with a work-study program. School-to-work programs improve the connection between classrooms and workplaces. Unverferth Manufacturing, helping to prepare today's students for tomorrow's workforce.
Today, something very unusual is happening in Lima, but only till Monday night. It's the new and used car acquisition sale at Lima Lincoln Mercury. Due to special arrangements, make the buy of a lifetime. You pay a $37 acquisition fee and acquire the payments on one of over 200 new and used vehicles from around the country. This is not a lease. Plus, buy now and make no payments till March of '99. Hurry, this special new and used car acquisition sale ends Monday night at Lima Lincoln Mercury in Lima.
Need a gift for that special person or just want to have your home ready for the holidays? Then Lehman's Furniture is the place to shop. Now during our Christmas shopping season, Lehman's are featuring to qualified buyers 12 months, 12 payments, no interest on purchases totaling $300 or more. Do your holiday shopping now and we will deliver it free when you are ready. Shop during our extended holiday shopping hours. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 8 p.m., Saturdays from 9 to 4 p.m., and now until Christmas, Lehman's will be open on Sundays from noon to 4. So shop Lehman's this holiday season across from the post office in downtown Delphus.
You got the keys?
Hey, I got this other
Well, the St. John Blue Jays are 12 minutes away from going to the state championship game for the second straight year. You know, the 90s have belonged to either Delphus St. John's or St. Henry in terms of championships, poll championships, everything in the 90s. And St. John's trying to continue that tradition. 3rd and 5 from the 9-yard line. Pass play for McCormick. In the end zone, touchdown, John Odenweller for Delphus St. John's. That touchdown will come at the 11:55 mark of our 4th quarter, and they do it again.
Yeah, I think it kind of surprised Tiffin. You know, they've been pounding the ball out, or pounding them with the run, and now they come out and they run a little slant pattern for the touchdown. I think it caught them a little bit off guard. That drive was really important in the fact that Tiffin just couldn't get their hands back on the ball.
Josh Will with the hold. The kick by Charlie Webb is good as we go down to Scott Stiles, who had another great look at that touchdown play.
It was a great job by McCormick, Carl. He felt a little pressure. He moved, floated out a little bit, lobbed it up. Odenweller made one heck of a catch. I'll tell you what, that score right there just sent them on their way, Carl. Back to you.
Another prediction by Scott Stiles, who has been our prognosticator since he's joined the Fox crew here. Last week he said that it was going to be Zach Weber who was going to come through with a touchdown to do it. And again tonight he's predicting with 11 minutes and 55 seconds remaining that St. John's is in pretty good shape. He really went on a limb there, didn't he?
He's really sticking his neck out, isn't he? I'll tell you. But that was quite a drive by Delphus. That was one they were looking forward, and I think as Scott said, it took the wind right out of Tiffin, literally. I mean, they're doing a lot of running, chasing, Schulte. That takes a lot of energy to do that.
Scoring drive with Dave Mesker.
Brought to you by Krause Lumber on West Market Street in Lima. 11 plays on that drive, Howard. 10 of them via the run, and they set up all those runs with a touchdown pass. 9 yards from McCormick to Odenweller. 11 plays, covered 52 yards. Most importantly, took 4 minutes, 49 seconds off the clock.
Bart Fisher trying to get the football over there. He will not. It's going to be taken at the 20, across the 25, and down to the 28-yard line. And Tiffin Calvert is in a hole that they probably will not get out of. The way, again, based on past history with his St. John's team, this defense has only given up an average of 7 points per game team this year. And I'm not going to say, and we're not going to get in a debate, Howard, about comparing leagues or anything like that, but if the Jays can hold teams like Coldwater and St. Henry and New Bremen's and teams like that to that type of an average, you know you're in trouble if you're Tiffin Calvert.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what league Delphos will be in right now. They just have a lot of athletes, and they're well coached, and yeah.
That's amazing.
You know, we think the MAC is a real good league, and what they did to it is it may never happen again. Let's hope it doesn't happen unless we're on that side of it. But they're a good football team. Tiffin has run into a buzzsaw here, obviously, like a lot of teams have prior to tonight.
Well, there was 5 tacklers in on that one for St. John's. They're just not letting them do anything.
Yeah, right now they're kind of teeing off. They can play a little soft in the secondary. You know, big thing now is they don't want to give up big plays and let them score in a hurry.
Second and 8.
You can see him backing out of there.
Long ball. Fisher was open, but he overshot him again. Bart Fisher has worked real hard tonight trying to get himself open, but a lot of times when he is, the quarterback, Nate Keller, who is a good one, just has been overshooting him.
Well, I just think Nate's been knocked down so many times. He says, I'm getting rid of this thing. You know, he's had great pressure. You know, I don't know how many times he's been knocked down. I haven't kept that stat, but they've sent people at him all the time. And after a while, you get a little gun shy back there.
When this game is over, we'll go down to the field to present a plaque to our player of the game, brought to you by our good friends from the Commercial Bank. Keith goes in motion. That'll give him 4 receivers. And Keller wants to throw. Has himself a receiver open. Keith catches it, gets the first down, spins and falls.
Again, you can see they played a little soft. They gave up the first down, but they're willing to do that right now. Catching in front of us, and we're going to come up and make the tackle. Again, law of averages, they're going to drop some. He's going to overthrow some, but it's going to take time off the board, and that's the big key right now.
Sunday on Fox, we've got 2 games for you. The Falcons and the Rams at 1 o'clock. And New Orleans and the Miami Dolphins at 4:15. All on Fox, our 2 games of the week. First and 10 from the 42. Keller, long ball, right sideline. It's going to be knocked down. Good defense by Steve Wiekert back there on Bart Fisher.
That's played real nice. He was stride for stride, turned to the ball nicely. Again, as far as Tiffin, they've not been able to beat him deep when it's been man on man.
Second down 10. 10 minutes and 34 seconds remaining in this football game yet. As Keller wants to throw, right sideline is going to be short this time. And the clock will stop yet again.
Again, it was batted at the line of scrimmage, threw that off. I'm not sure who got his hands on it, but pressure up the field. If they can't get there, they stop and jump, and we're able to get a hand on it.
Nick Whiting, the head football coach for the Jays, his 11th season, over 90 victories, 92 to be exact, and he could pick up number 100 next year. Howard's thinking hopefully not one of those against New Bremen, but what a job he has done in the 11 years he's been at St. John's. Third and 10. Keller to throw. Looking downfield, gets out of the pocket and goes down. Tackle this time by number 78 for Delphos St. John's, and that is Josh Ricker, the defensive tackle.
Yeah, the pocket kind of crushed in on the side, so he stepped up, and Ricker was able to get him as he did step up. There wasn't a whole lot of room to go, but he knows he has to stay in there and try to make the plays right now.
Fourth down, which means Tiffin Calvert's going to have to punt the football away, and it's going to be Fisher who gets the foot into it. It's going to bounce at the 33, and this time Fisher doesn't pick it up.
Yeah, that took right now, again, he knows that we don't need a foolish turnover. We don't need to be the hero right now. He just says, hey, let's let it roll, let our offense come in, let's grind it out. Let's don't give him the ball on the 15-yard line.
Scott Stiles is stalking as we look down the side. He is stalking the sideline. Scott.
Carl, what I'm doing is trying to find a ride to Canton next week because I know I'm going to get stuck taking you.
Scott, I'm making the trip, buddy, if you need a ride.
Howard says he's driving if you need a ride, Scott. Don't worry.
Thanks, Howard. That's all I need for you to badmouth me for 3 hours on the way up. I have enough views.
It's a little longer than that.
By the way, we haven't even invited Scott yet, so it's a 1st and 10 for St. John's now from the 16-yard line. Pass play, McCormick looking for Odenweller. Got him at the 30. Makes a move. Continues on. Is he going to get to the outside? No. He is brought down at the 30. That would have been kind of interesting to see John Odenweller streaking down that left sideline.
Wow, I'll tell you, Tiffin says, where is he going? Did some nice moving. His feet never stop. I don't know if he gained a yard after he caught it, but he made it exciting, didn't he?
Well, he gained 10 yards east to west.
That's right.
Well, and that sets up another 1st down situation for St. John's as they are on top 27-0. This is a state semifinal Division VI game. The winner to go to Canton next week. St. John's looking for a 2nd straight trip. Pitch back, Sholey picks up a couple of yards. You know, Chad has not picked up a great number of yards tonight compared to a typical Chad Sholey game, but I'm sure that not only Chad is pleased, but his head football coach, the other players, and the fans with the way that Chad has performed here tonight.
Well, I'll tell you, he's gotten it out, and he knows his high school career is coming to an end. I just hope, you know, nothing unfortunate like he hurts at worst to threaten his career at the next level, because I know he's going to be a great football player at that level also, wherever he might end up.
St. John's MAC champs in 89, 91, 94, 97, and 98. State playoffs in 91, 94, 97, and this year. And, of course, state champs last year as well. So this St. John's team with a great tradition in the 1990s of getting the job done.
St. John's has 1 timeout remaining. They call timeout here. They had 28 people on the field. That would have been a substitute foul. They broke the huddle with 12 players, and they knew they had to get the timeout. Otherwise, would have been a penalty assessed to them.
Yeah, we talked about Tiffin Calvert. They won the state championship back in 80 and 81. Both years they defeated Newark Catholic, and that's when they were Division 5. They beat Newark Catholic in 80, 22-zip, and then again in 81, 3-0. And then as you look down through the 1980s in Division 5, the name Newark Catholic continues to come up. St. Henry in 1990 defeated Sandusky St. Mary's. Then also another local team, Bluffton, was in the championship game in 91 against Newark Catholic. St. Henry won in 92 also, and then when it became Division 6, St. Henry won in 94, 95, lost in 96, then St. John's won it last year.
Yeah, I'll tell you, our league is very well represented. There's no doubt about it, year in and year out. There's Weber in there. He picks up the pace and makes it go a lot faster, doesn't he?
He can scoot once he gets that football. And Zach is going to make it a third down and 1.
Yes. He just makes it. He's got some nice natural cutting ability. They got number 70 at the fullback. Is that 70?
Yes.
No, it is.
It is. Leading the blocks that time. Big number 70. Belting through there, and that time it was Keith Godey. Keith came from his left guard position to go in as fullback. Heavy blocks
Hey,
at guard.
what the heck, man?
You know, that was something, if you remember, and I'm sure you've seen it many a time. Howard, is St. John's many a time has used some of the big guys, put them in the backfield, give them the opportunity to do stuff like that. I haven't seen it so much this year. But
well, you know, earlier we had Colin Westrich up here. He used to be fullback for him. You know, 6'6", about 250 in high school. You know, that was illegal. That's illegal to do that. And he can run, and now he's playing offensive tackle at a college level. That just tells you what type of athlete that they have at an offensive tackle and why he's going to get looked by the pro scouts.
Right. 1st and 10 from the 43. Here goes Weber again. He picks up about 5 yards. What are you looking for, Howard, when you're looking for, I know that you notice the guards are never as big as the tackles, which is pretty obvious, and centers and things like that. When you're trying to pick those guys to play the offensive line position-wise, what are you looking for?
Well, and you know, again, each level it changes, but at the high school level, you just need somebody that, you know, it's not always a size, but it's your footwork, you know, and you get the big kids. If they're big kids, they're going to be linemen, and what you have to develop is their feet, you know, the ability to move. You know, a lot of people think, you know, they're just slow, and yeah, they could, but you got to have them quick enough to go 5 yards either way, and that's what college scouts. That's the first thing they're going to look at. They're going to look at that person's footwork.
Chad Schulte close to another first down for Delphos St. John's as he is right at the stick as this game has only 6 minutes and 26 seconds remaining. The Jays will pick up the first down, and this drive will continue for the Blue Jays. Fans are starting to, I think they smelled it once this game started with the tradition of the Blue Jays, but as it has continued, it's getting even stronger, Howard.
Oh, they're just, you know, they're going tailback by committee. You know, Weber's back in the game now. You know, and they're just taking time off the clock, and that's just eating right at Tiffin because they want their hands on the football.
Yeah, they've taken almost 9 minutes off the clock in their last couple of drives.
You know, that's like, right now it's kind of like a basketball team, you know, working the...
Look at that. Look at it go. Zach Weber's going to go all the way. No one's going to catch him on this one. Touchdown, Jays. He looked like... I think I may have said this before, but a very good running back that plays for the Detroit Lions. Didn't he bounce off the
I'll tell you what,
guy and just kept on going?
His feet never stopped moving. He went 46 yards. You know, a play that was designed to go off tackle on the right-hand side. He ended up on the left offensive tackle and then just outran everybody.
How many times have you seen Barry Sanders do that before, where you think he's down and he bounces off the line and comes off the other side and gets a touchdown? So Josh Will has some problems with the defense and calls time out.
I think they're missing a player on the wing over there, I think, is what they're. And Delphos missing one. But you know what? You know, you talk about Barry Sanders. That's amazing. That's at the pro level going against athletes like that. But I tell you, that Zach Weber, he's a blur.
He's got 2 years left.
I know it. Quit bringing that up.
You got Jordan Bowers back there who's going to be joining him.
There's got to be a job in Bremen or something for their parents.
John Odenweller is back next year. He is only a junior.
I know. McCormick's back.
Keep going here. Ryan Morris is back, the tight end.
Yeah.
Offensive line, you got the center back, Phil Gunder. You got Craig Hershey back at split end. Also got the quarterback, Scott McCormick, back, and I've only just started with the offense there, Howard.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the the JV team and the freshmen and all the rest?
Fortunately, I've got some good kids coming back, too. A lot of juniors we had this year, so you just have to put them out on the field, let them do their thing.
Now, would you call that the philosophy of Howard Overman?
The philosophy?
Is that a philosophy?
Well, you always put them in the best situation to win is my philosophy. And, you know, the kids play the game. That's the key.
Well, the only thing left in this game right now is that 5 minutes and 52 seconds because this one is over. And I'm sure that Vic Whiting will start putting some of his second-team guys out there to get them the taste of playing in a state semifinal game as Sparky Mesker has a scoring drive for us.
Brought to you by Kraus Lumber on West Market Street in Lima. That scoring drive took up 8 plays, covered 84 yards, and took 3 minutes, 59 seconds off the clock. Ended with a 46-yard TD run by Zach Weber, extra point good. We're in the fourth quarter, 5:52 on the clock. It's Delphos St. John's 33-0.
He reminds us we're in the fourth quarter, Howard.
Yes, I'll tell you what, it's quarter till 10.
Let's see if Scott Stiles is still with us here in the fourth quarter, Scott.
I'll tell you what, you might as well give that credit to Chad Schulte just as much as Zach Weber, because Schulte has wore down this defense tonight. He's a new man. His legs are back. He feels strong again. And Zach came in the game against a tired Tiffin defense, and he just zinged right down the sideline, Carl.
I was waiting on that one. Scott. You got it in. Scott's word last week was zing, and I knew he'd get it in sooner or later. There's the kickoff by Charlie Webb. Gets the foot into it. Fisher's going to take it around the 12, out to the 25, down to the 29 or so. And that is where Tiffin Calvert will set up their offense, 1st and 10. Scott Stiles not having to wear his attractive hat that he had on last week. Scott, where's it at?
Carl, it's in retirement. We got a new hat ready to go for the state finals next week. I showed it to you tonight, and we'll sport that next week. I was down here talking to the head official during the break we had, and these guys come from all over. They've come from Youngstown. They've come from Cincinnati, Dayton. He said the least traveled man tonight was 130 miles.
That's right, and it's up to the coaches who pick all these officials to make it possible they're here, right, Howard?
That's right. Yes, we get that job to do it. But you know, the thing is, ones we vote for don't officiate in our regions. They go to other regions. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, that's the way it works. You vote for them, but you never see them.
That might be good in some respects.
Yeah, it is. I'll tell you what, it's tough to vote on officials per individual. You know, I like to vote them as a crew myself, but that would be the easy way.
Well, the starters are coming out for Delphos St. John's, and you're going to see some of the second teamers in there, and they get a round of applause from this Blue Jay faithful as they've done an outstanding job here tonight. Again.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, these kids work very hard also, so this is the opportunity for them to play.
Well, they're seeing if they got enough on the field there. Josh Will wanted to come back in, and now they're checking to see how many guys do they actually have in. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 if Josh comes in. And now they need to call. They've got all sorts of problems there on the side. Finally, they continue on. We're going to call timeout.
They've got enough.
Now Keller wants to throw, and he almost gets nailed from the backside. And haven't called his name out much lately. Iona Tuno with the.
That's uncharacteristic the way he looks at him. He dropped the ball there, but that's not what he's done all night.
So that sets up a third down. They need 10 still to pick up the first down. We still have 5 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in this football game. As the coaches on the St. John's up here in the press box with us look like they're pretty happy right now.
They're ready to get back to Delphos and find out who they play next week.
34-zip is our score after the last touchdown by Zach Weber.
Delphos coaches just invited me to go all their games.
That's right, you're 2 for 2, aren't you? Look at that, Iona Tuno is there. He catches it in the 30. One man to beat, and he'll go down. Jeff Fisher saved the touchdown for Delphos St. John's.
There that time, he just, the 2 deep safety didn't get over.
You think nice they could have still won without you, though, Howard? Possible?
Believe me, I'm not the savior. They do play well when I'm around. There's no doubt about it.
The unofficial attendance, 58-64, which is a new Division VI record for state semifinals here, as it's a 52-yard completion.
That was from the fine man, Jerry Snodgrass.
Jerry's doing a great job, isn't he?
He just disappears. He's like the wind.
He told me 10,000. He was close. Pass play, and he will go down. No, he's still up and finally will go down. Let's see what Jay is going to get credit for that one. Had about 3 guys in there. It looked like number 54, and that is Dan Edelbrock for St. John's, a new name to call out.
Again, they're teeing off up front there. They got some fresh people. They've got fresh people in there. Tiffin trying to finish out here with the score. They like to get on the board. At least leave here and say, hey, we didn't get shut out. Because, of course, they've scored some big points this year.
Well, they have been shut out, and they're averaging, like I said, in the 30s. And they're not doing that tonight against this Blue Jay defense. They set up the screen to Iona Tuno, and he picks up a few yards. Not enough for the first down, though, as he gets back just outside the line of scrimmage, original line of scrimmage. And they're going to say he's going to need about 5, it looks like, to pick up the first down. Right now, all the Senecas are playing for his pride, as they just want to put some points up on the board. And you know, Howard, no matter whether you have the first team or the second team in there, they don't want to give up any points.
That's right. They don't drop off a whole lot. They've got some quality kids in there playing right now for Delphos.
Pass play, Keller again, rolling to his right. Has a receiver, caught, and I don't know, he was at the stick, and then he went backwards. Let's see what they spot.
I think they're going to give him the forward progress.
Well, this is only the second time all night that the Senecas have been able to get this deep in Blue Jay territory. They had the ball at the end of the first half at the 2-yard line, but they threw it into the end zone, and they had an offensive pass interference call go against against them, and they did not score. And they are getting very close to the same situation as time is running down here in the ball game, as we are down to 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Keller back to throw, looking to the right side in the end zone, and he throws it over the fence and into the, almost out on the track.
It looks like they want to isolate him over there. They have trips over here on the left-hand side and go, the one receiver. But Delphus is double teaming. They got a man on his face jamming him up, and then there's a man behind him. So, he's got to get off that receiver and come back to the other side where it's all one-on-one.
Howard and I are going to go down the field here in just a couple of minutes to talk to the Blue Jay player of the game. Right now it's 2nd and 8. Keller, handoff, left tackle. He's going to go nowhere. Going to set up a 3rd down, take some more time off that clock.
I tell you, it is definitely very, I don't care what level, it's tough to win in these games or any other games if you can't get a running game of some sort going to keep the defense honest, and Tiffin hasn't been able to do that.
The Jays, if they can pick up a win here, and they eventually will here, will go to 13-0 on the season. Of course, that would mean they have won 28 straight games. Tiffin Calvert came in with a 15-game winning streak. Pass play, Keller has a receiver, then it's picked off. Picked off by the Jays, and that was Craig Hershey. And Hershey is going to put a heavy finale on this one, as the Jays coaches on their way downstairs from up here in the press box. They know this one is over, and all that's left over right now is just the shouting.
Not a good half for possessions here for the Tiffin Calvert. That's their 2nd interception. They've had to punt the ball twice, and then on downs, gave it up on downs. But again, as you alerted to, Carl, that was the only 2nd time they were in a threat of scoring opportunities, and unfortunately threw that interception.
Second team offense going to come out for Delphus St. John's now. Give them an opportunity to run a few plays here. Not a whole lot, though. There's only 2 minutes and 33 seconds remaining. But in at quarterback is Craig Hershey. And I tell you one thing, we've mentioned before, Craig is one heck of an athlete. They had Craig in the backup split end position to start this game. And right now they bring him in at quarterback. Craig, 6 foot. I like in here, they got in the program that he's 6'10".
Oh,
that's a big boy.
Yeah. I think they might have off just a few inches here.
How about 5'10"? That might be better.
That might be it.
Let's go see what Scott Stiles is doing down there on the sideline as he's getting ready to head to Delphus to celebrate with the Blue Jay fans, I'm sure.
I guess I'm going to have to if I have to take you home tonight. Carl, the guys are happy. The 2nd team's getting in right now. The 2nd team defense made a great stand, preventing the score. And I'll tell you what, the 1st team defense, they're the first ones off the bench to congratulate them because they won that shutout tonight. Back to you guys.
Any hugging and kissing going on this week, Scott?
No hugging and kissing. Actually, I was kissed by one guy down here, but other than that, it's been pretty low-key right now, Carl.
Keep Coonsy away from you, our cameraman. He's prone to do that sometimes.
Keep an eye on...
Coonsy don't kiss too bad.
Keep an eye on the water coolers, too.
Well, we got 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. 2nd down situation for the Jays. They need 11. Option play, Hershey looking for the pitch. Now he keeps it, holds on to it with one hand. He's got one guy to beat. He may go all the way. Could be a 90-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, Craig Hershey, and it will be touchdown Jays. 90 yards for Craig Hershey.
Wow. Yes. He's got some acceleration. We'd say little quicks out there. He had some, the Tiffin boys just kind of flat-footed there.
It is 40-0, and we do not need to talk about a scoring drive on that, but I'll let Dave Mesker do it because he needs to pay some bills.
Carl, that one covered 29 seconds, 2 plays, 90 yards, with the 90-yard run by the quarterback, Craig Hershey, taking it all the way.
Okay. Extra point, Charlie Webb. 0-0. nothing but net.
Nothing but net. You're a little early.
I'm getting warmed up. I'm getting warmed up.
Forget that basketball next week. Forget that basketball.
So you gotta start practicing a little bit. You don't get very many opportunities.
Don't tell me you're that Dick Vitale type, right? Huh? You don't get into that, do you?
It's Bob Arnzen.
Oh, Bob, yeah. He's a pretty flashy. He's pretty flashy with that.
He's a wild guy.
Yeah.
I don't be getting on, Bob's.
I know.
He's a wild guy. He's, I'm sure, we talked to Bob Wednesday, pumped up about seeing the football team continue. The only problem is that Brett Norris, the head basketball coach for St. John's, who loves to see this kind of stuff happen too, because a lot of times this carries over into basketball, and you have a lot of the football guys that play basketball. But the first week of the high school basketball season for the Jays, of course, called off because of football.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though, winning breeds winning in the school. That gives it's just a lot more fun for kids to come to school. They've got a lot of pride in themselves. The second half possessions here for Delphus, they punt once and they had to roughing the kicker and they scored after that. They threw an interception and it's been nothing but touchdowns the last 3 possessions for them. So Tiffin, unlike the first half, kind of contained them. You know, they made some adjustments, or basically really what's happened is Delphus's athleticism is taken over a little bit.
And St. John's going to kick off, leading 41-zip. Charlie Webb will not kick off this time, as the ball's taken at the 27-yard line or so, returned over to the 45 and down to the 48-yard line. And I'm trying to find out, I believe it was number 87. Keith Recker?
27 there,
No,
Carl.
I'm talking about kicking the football.
Oh, yes. Yes, I'm
Checking
sorry.
to see, because Charlie was not kicking that time. And want to make sure we give all the credit we possibly can to all these young folks out there.
We got a lot of new defensive players out there.
Let's check to see what Coach Hammond's done here for Seneca, or Tiffin Calvert, the Senecas, in terms of quarterback. As Keller was in, and now they have a new quarterback. And it is number 20. And for Tiffin Calvert, that is Ben Marinas. And he hands the football off. It's fumbled. The Jays get on it. Covering the football for Delphus St. John's was number 54. And that is Dan Edelbrock. You know, he hasn't been in a long time. That's the second time I've called his name.
Yeah, it looks like they ran a trap play, but there was a bad mesh point here by the quarterback and the fullback, and it wasn't because of the hit, but he was jolly on the spot for the recovery.
Third turnover of the night for Tiffin Calvert. I'd like to thank again all the fine folks at the Carriage Inn, making sure we're happy up here in the press box with some eats. Craig and Sandy Seaver, and also the cooks back in the kitchen, Stan, Joel, and Marie. Appreciate it.
I know, when we get up to Delphus for basketball during the winter, we go early, and we do stop at the Carriage Works. Hey,
is that right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, you have to stop by again this year.
I know it.
I'll buy you a nice
Hopefully by saying this, maybe next time I go in there, they just keep the bill. What do you think?
Do you really know Craig real well?
No, we just go to eat there.
Okay. Well,
but I need to.
I tell you what, you tell Craig Carl sent you, okay?
Oh, that he'll double the bill, probably, won't he?
Might kick you out. 2nd and 8 from the 44-yard line. This time we have a new quarterback in for Delphus St. John's, and it is number 7, Adam Johnson. And they go with the handoff, pick up of a couple more yards, and a couple more plays from now. St. John's is going to go to 13-0 on the season and heading to Canton. You staying with us up in Canton, Howard?
Well,
we got a couple luxury suites that Fox rents out every year.
Oh, do you really?
You can come on up, have some Pop-Tarts and stuff with us.
Well,
got a big food budget.
What hotel are we at? Are we talking about here?
It's called the El Rancho Mirage. It's a high-rise.
A high-rise in Maslin. I want to see it.
third down and
28th floor, right?
There's a pitch back, and not much going on there. As going down for St. John's is number 25. That's Keith Bemis.
Does that mean you're staying in somebody's van?
Well, I didn't want to say that, but it's the Fox El Rancho van, Mirage van. We're down to 20 seconds. Let's see if the Jays can get one more play off.
More specific, Kunzi's pickup truck.
The blue one with the patented rust spots on the side.
It's amazing what you can get out of a truck cap, huh?
That's right. Well, they're not going to run another play. We're down to 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. The Delphus St. John Blue Jays are gone to Canton. St. John's will play in the championship game, a Division VI next week, and a game you can see right here on Fox as they knock off Tiffin Calvert 41-zip. Postgame show coming up next on Fox.
Balance. In the brokerage world, it's the art of understanding your financial goals and today's complex market.
"11 years ago, a strapping young football coach from Beverly, Ohio, took over a football program at Delphus St. John's that was mired in futility. The early years were a struggle, but the program showed promise with a rededication to discipline, hard work, and the weight room. The Jays got their first taste of the playoffs in 1991, and as the 90s progressed, the teams got better and better. In 1994, they were crowned the mythical AP Small Schools champ, but no trophy would come. That would have to wait until 1997. Now the Jays are on the verge of their second consecutive Division VI state championship, and only one team stands in their way: the Irish of Lancaster Fisher Catholic. Tonight from Fawcett Stadium in Canton, Ohio, it's the Division VI State Football Championship, and it's coming up next on Fox 67. Welcome to high school football here on Fox 67 as we are ready to bring you the state championship football game in Division VI. We are at Canton's Fawcett Stadium, and we got a great crew of Fox guys today ready to bring you the game between the Delphus St. John Blue Jays. Perfect on the season so far. They are 13-0 going up against Lancaster Fisher Catholic, the Irish, as they come into the ball game with a record of 11-2. Should be a great contest. With me today, Howard Overman back with me, the head football coach for the New Bremen Cardinals. Scott Stiles will be down on the sideline, and our special guest star. Joe usually comes down to do one basketball game with Fox during the year, but Joe doesn't have a whole lot to do right now with the NBA on strike and everything. Joe Tate, the play-by-play announcer for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let me tell you, our pregame show is being brought to you by the Sports Medicine Center at St. Rita's, because you deserve first-class care. Our walk-in clinic is open 7:30 a.m. to 9 o'clock a.m. That is Monday through Saturday. We will talk to Joe and Scott and Howard after we take this time out. Stay with us here from Canton.
The gym was like a second home to me.
Hey, Kevin.
So when I hurt my shoulder and I couldn't do the things I love to do, I knew I needed help. After surgery at St. Rita's and time in the hospital's therapy pool, my shoulder's stronger than ever. Thanks to St. Rita's, I'm back in the gym doing what I love to do, with the people I care about most.
For more about St. Rita's Sports Medicine Program, call us. That's why there's St. Rita's.
You know, you couldn't ask for a better day for high school football, especially a state champion. Yeah, you could maybe, but it's pretty nice out here today. Joe, good to see you again, back now for a championship game. The Delphus St. John Blue Jays and Lancaster Fisher Catholic. Should be a good one.
It really should be. I think, quite honestly, the Blue Jays rate the edge in this one, but when you get down to the final game of a season, anything can possibly happen, because you know the adrenaline is pumping out there on both sides of the ball.
And I know that you'd rather be doing something else right now, calling the play-by-play, I'm sure, for the Cleveland Cavaliers, but it's nice to be out here for a football game again. I know you're doing those Mount Union games, too.
Listen, I'll come to one of these games anytime you want to invite me because, as I've told you before, this is what sports is all about.
Hey, buddy, good to see you again. We got Howard Overman with us. Howard's been with us for a couple of broadcasts. Now, he's still pumped because he was over in Massillon just a few hours ago to watch the Coldwater Cavaliers almost win a state championship as they lost 23-21. But, Howard, today it's going to be a little bit different. We'll be talking about the keys here in just a couple minutes, but the Blue Jays are tough.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. You know, we followed them through the playoffs and all year round, and they're just a solid football team. Not a lot of weaknesses. Again, not familiar with Fisher Catholic, but they also have to have some weapons, too. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in this position.
And a good Coldwater game, too, right, from the MAC?
Excellent representation. They had a chance to win the football game, but there's no reason for them to hang their heads. It was a great game all the way through.
Hey, buddy, but today it's going to be the St. John Blue Jays, and Scott Stiles will be down on the sideline talking to us during the football game. A little different this week, Scott, because we don't have to really worry about those field conditions so much.
Now, the field is in great shape. The kids are more worried about getting burns right now than anything, Carl, but they got some steps to prevent that, so it's going to be a great playing surface for them to play on.
Are you ready to go?
Let's get it on.
Okay, we've got a pregame show today. That wasn't real good, though. I thought you were going to get a little more excited. We'll try it again. Try it again. Come on, let's do it again. One more time. Let's see like Miles Lane does it. How's he do that?
You got to touch his nose. And
let's get it on. There you go. That's a little bit better. Pregame show brought to you by the Sports Medicine Center at St. Rita's, because you deserve first-class care. Our walk-in clinic is open 7:30 a.m. to 9 o'clock a.m. That is Monday through Saturday. This is the 27th annual football playoffs from the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Blue Jays and the Irish. We're going to have it for you coming up next on Fox.
They think it started somewhere in the attic. Is everyone okay? Yeah, everyone's all right, but the house, it's gone.
Sometimes you need more from an insurance agent than insurance.
Jeez, your family's had that place forever. And all those memories. I know. Listen, we'll take care of everything we can.
That's why at Grange, our agents aren't just in the insurance business.
Tom, I'm sorry.
They're in the business of being human.
For all your insurance needs, call Hickey Morris Insurance.
Fox 67 is proud to bring you tonight's high school football playoff game. A promotional fee has been paid to the Ohio High School Athletic Association for the broadcast rights of this game. If it wasn't for the support of the following businesses, this broadcast would not have been made possible. United Equity Incorporated in Delphus, Spencerville, and Kossuth, your locally owned farmers cooperative. Harder & Son Memorial Chapel at 209 West 3rd Street in Delphus. Harder & Sons wishes good luck to their favorite coworker, number 77, Tony Steeman. Reliable Plumbing and Heating. Call Reliable at 695-2921 for all your plumbing, heating, and air conditioning needs. Reliable has 24-hour emergency service. Lat Landscaping, where no job is too big or too small. Everyone at Lat Landscaping would like to say good luck, Jays, and great job, Blue Jays Marching Band. Fox 67 would like to wish the best of luck to all of the area teams during this year's football playoffs.
Balance. In the brokerage world, it's the art of understanding your financial goals and today's complex market. Our stockbrokers are trained to follow the ebb and flow of the market. They're also real people, just like you. They, too, are striving for something. In this case, it's perfect balance.
For all of your financial investment needs, contact Kevin Lozier at MFI Investments Corp. in Delphus.
Welcome to Mike Pruitt's Superstore. When you're ready for your next new or used vehicle, let us make your dreams come true with a Ford. Our goal is your safety and your satisfaction. So when you're ready, why not make that decision a Ford decision? And always drive safe.
The cars and trucks you're looking for at Mike Pruitt's Superstore.
welcome to Canton's Fawcett Stadium. Carl Metzger, Howard Overman, and Joe Tate, the play-by-play announcer for the Cleveland Cavaliers, here to bring you the Division VI state championship game between the Irish of Fisher Catholic and the Blue Jays of Delphos St. John's. Time now to check out our keys to the game, brought to you by our good friend at Mike Pruitt Ford, where you'll discover for yourself that nobody beats a Mike Pruitt deal. And the man who has seen the Blue Jays several times this year, both scouting, playing, and in these playoff games, Mr. and Coach Howard Overman.
Hey, thank you, Carl. I believe each team has 3 keys. First one for Delphos is controlling the line of scrimmage. You know, they've got a big offensive line. If they can control the line of scrimmage offensively and defensively, they're going to be very successful. Number 2 is containing Fisher Catholic's running game. Fisher Catholic is predominantly a running football team. They've got to control them and force them to throw the football. If they do that, they're going to be in good shape. 3, I think a big thing for Delphos is their experience and confidence. You know, they haven't lost for a long time, and they don't know what it's like, and I believe they're a very confident football team in their experience of being here last year. On the other hand, on Lancaster Fisher Catholic, not giving up the big plays defensively to Delphos. Make them go the full length of the football field. Number 2, mistake-free game. They can't afford turnovers, penalties, put them in bad situations. And number 3, the ability to rush the football. You know, they've got to be able to do what they do best, and that's run the football. And if they can do that, keeping Delphos' offense off the field and scoring, they can have some success.
Those are the keys to the game, brought to you by Mike Pruitt Ford, where you'll discover for yourself that nobody beats a Mike Pruitt deal. Again, the Delphos St. John Blue Jays, they come in 13-0 on the season, 11-2 for Fisher Catholic. The Blue Jays have defeated Hardin Northern 61-15, St. Henry 17-13 in the regionals, and also in the state semifinal game, they defeated Tiffin Calvert. Game right here on Fox, 41-0. Fisher Catholic, their results, they beat Toronto in a close game, 12-6, and Newark Catholic 10-9. Those are the number 2 and number 3 teams in the state of Ohio. Then they knocked off Cuyahoga Heights in the semifinal game, 29-0. So Fisher Catholic, talked to some of the fans before the ball game. They're just happy to be here. And of course they want to win this game, but the Blue Jays, this is something they've been shooting for all season long. Joe Tate, the play-by-play announcer for the Cleveland Cavaliers, is going to be bringing you all the action of this very good contest. Again, Division VI state championship game. We have already seen one game, at least I haven't seen it. Howard had a chance to see it earlier today at Massillon. The Coldwater Cavaliers, Howard, almost pulled one off.
Yes, they did. They had, it was an exciting football game down at the end. They get the ball. They were down 17-14 with less than a minute and hit a big pass. But unfortunately, Orville had the ability to come back and score again. And Coldwater lost the ball game 23-21.
Got a lot of great athletes out here on the field. We are ready to get this underway. And so we turn things over now to Mr. Joe Tate.
Carl, thank you very much. Adam Fortcamp will be kicking off. He is a 5'10", 150-pound junior, and Aaron sports a green number 1 on his home white Fisher Catholic uniform. These fellas hail from Lancaster, Ohio, down in the southeastern part of the state. The Delphos St. John Blue Jays put the 2 deep receivers, Chad Schulte and Zach Wibber, back inside the 15-yard line, and we're just about ready to go. The Division VI 1998 state championship football game is about to begin here at Fawcett Stadium in Canton, Ohio, right next door to the Hall of Fame. The opening kick. Fortcamp drives it downfield to Schulte. Schulte at the 20, 25 and 30, 35 and down. Wrestled down at that point by Ed Kinzel, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays.
Starting lineups now provided by Gossard Moving Service, where your smooth move starts, and they've got some great ones on this Blue Jays starting offense. We will start with the quarterback, Scott McCormick, number 4. Dave Martz, one of the running backs in the fullback position, 34, and Chad Schulte, their main guy at tailback, he is number 30.
Chase Metzner out wide to the right. That's Schulte in motion. And the give up the middle, pounding for big-time yardage. Still on his feet across the 50 down to the 45 is Doug Martz. And it will be 1st and 10. The Blue Jays roll into Fisher territory.
Martz over 600 yards rushing this year. Schulte with over 1,500 yards, 23 touchdowns, over 5,000 career yards. Tight end is Ryan Morris, number 84. Jace Metzner, the split end, 14. And the flanker, John Odenweller, number 24.
Metzner out wide to the left this time, along with Brad Klaus. In motion is Schulte. And the give again up the middle, pounding for yardage is Doug Martz inside the 45 down to about the 41-yard line. And it will be a pickup of the play of 6 yards. 2nd down, 6 yards to go.
As Howard knows, they got a great offensive line. The left tackle's Keith Honigford, 72. Keith Godey, the left guard, 70. Phil Gunter, the center, 51. Morris Eric, the right guard, 62. And Tony Steeman, the offensive player of the year on the line, number 77. He is the right tackle.
Oldenweller comes into the ball game for the Blue Jays. He is in motion. McCormick gives to Schulte, and Schulte picks up more real estate. They have pounded their way down to the 27-yard line, where it will be another 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays.
And as Howard knows, they have to stop this running attack for the Blue Jays. The left defensive end for Fisher Catholic is Nick Frazier, 33. Matt DiPaolo, the left defensive tackle, 68. John Ellis on the right side, the tackle, 58. And John Markwood, number 97, is the right defensive end. And so far, they have been unable to stop the Jays with a run.
McCormick with the count in the backfield, pitches wide to Weber, and Weber inside the 25 to the 24-yard line, caught there and dropped by Ed Kinzel.
And the linebackers, Bob Schooley is 34. Also, Joe Aiello, number 31. He's tough, isn't he, Joe?
Meaner than a junkyard dog, they tell us in Lancaster.
Ed Kinzel's number 44, another linebacker, and the final one is Jesse Behringer. He is number 9. We'll check the backfield in a second.
Blue Jays 2nd down and 7 yards to go at the 24-yard line. And for short yardage, Doug Martz picked up perhaps a yard, and that's about it. 3rd and 6.
Defensive backs, Andy Lipp is one of the cornerbacks. He is number 83. Demetrius Lloyd, number 20, is the other cornerback. And then you got Ben Forker, number 21. He plays the safety position. For St. John's, 12 returning starters, 24 returning lettermen.
That's Metzner wide to the near side of the field as we look at it. McCormick turns in his backfield, and a handoff to Schulte, and Schulte just goes bouncing off people inside the 10 down to the 7-yard line, where he is finally put down by Jesse Behringer.
You know, Howard, last year Schulte had 177 yards in the championship game and 3 touchdowns. Hard to believe he's been injured this season. He's looking good here in the first quarter.
Yeah, the offensive line is opening big holes, and right now they're getting into the backfield, defensive backfield, and that's tough on those defensive backs to be tackling Chad Schulte.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line for the Blue Jays. A scoreless game, but it may not be that way much longer. Nice set behind McCormick, gives to the 2nd man, and this time no go for Chad Schulte. Dropped for perhaps a yard loss.
St. John's MAC champions in 89, 91, 94, 97 this year. State playoffs in 91, 94, and 97. Of course, state champs last year, that big game they won, 42-28, the championship game. This Newark Catholic team, the first ever trip to the state championship game. 15 returning starters, 26 returning lettermen.
Oldenweller out wide to the right, Metzner to the left. McCormick from the 8-yard line. The pitch back at an outstanding defensive play as Fisher Catholic stops the charge, at least for the moment, and puts the ball all the way back at the 12-yard line.
Fisher Catholic's head coach, guys, Mark Crabtree, in his 4th year, 36-10. They have been the MSL champs, that's Mid-State Cardinal Conference champs, for the last 5 years. And right now, looks like that defense playing pretty good.
So it'll be 3rd down, 12 yards to go at the Fisher 12. McCormick throws to the end zone. Touchdown as the receiver in the corner of the end zone is Jace Metzner.
And that touchdown is going to come at the 7:42 mark of this first quarter, and we have seen that all season long, Howard, and you've seen it more times than you'd like. Jace Metzner with another reception from Scott McCormick.
They've been running the ball very effectively this first series, so they came out with a little play-action pass, and it was pretty much one-on-one, and nice ball, nice catch for a touchdown.
Charlie Webb has added one more extra point. He's now 72 out of 74 in extra points, and the Blue Jays of Delphos St. John have struck first, 7-0.
And this is the team you're going to see, Joe, your first time, and they've got players all over the place who have been All-Ohio, All-MAC, All-District. St. John's placed 6 players on the All-Ohio first team: Chad Sholey, Jace Metzner, Tony Steeman, and Charlie Webb, the kicker you just saw there. On the defense, Nick Etzkorn and Josh Will, and also second-team honors went to Eric Morris and Rocky Klaus. So you're going to see some excellent athletes on this Blues Jays side the entire football game. Scoring drive took 10 plays, 64 yards. Time of possession was 4:12, as this is being brought to you by Krause Lumber's Do It Center in Lima. It was an 11-yard touchdown pass from McCormick to Metzner. Extra point good. 8 running plays, 1 pass, and that's where we have it right now. 7-zip Blue Jays on the lone zone scoreboard. And Howard, I think the Irish are going to see a lot of what we just saw there during this whole football game.
Yeah, they've got to try to find a way to contain it. I thought down toward the end zone they did a real nice job with their quickness, with the linebackers feeling a lot better, and they're going to have to keep doing that. The big key is not to give them the big runs in the open field there when they're at the 50-yard line. They need to fill those holes a little quicker next series.
Nick Snyder, one of the deep men, and Andy Lipp the other, and it's Lipp with the ball at the 5, the 10, 15, and gets away from the initial hit and falls forward at the 20-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 for Lancaster Fisher Catholic, the first time they've had their hands on the football today.
Well, one guy to be watching for is one of the guys in the backfield. That's Nick Snyder. He's number 22 in our starting lineup. Snyder with over 2,000 yards rushing. The quarterback is Brett Bacher with over 1,000 yards passing this year and 670 yards rushing. And Brad Barnett, one of the other running backs, number 5.
Although they tell us, Carl, that this team likes to run and run and run. Bacher, quarterback, turns, hands off, and the drive carries Fisher up to the 24-yard line. In the middle of the line, charging ahead, was the big guy, Matt Anderson. He's 6'4", 268. So a pickup of a couple of yards. 2nd down, 8 yards to go.
Tight end for the Irish, B.J. Clark, number 2. Dominic Boyden, the split end, number 80. And Ben Catalonia, number 88, will play at the flanker position.
Bacher, quarterback. Turns to the backfield and fake to Snyder, and then hands off. No, keeps the ball himself. A bit of neat faking. He had me fooled and has the ball up to the 32-yard line, where it will be 3rd down and about 3 yards to go.
Well, this Jays defense only gives up around 6 points per ball game. This offense for Irish averaging almost 30 points a game. The offensive line, J.D. Moon, left tackle, Floyd Gables, a left guard, Paul Geigel, the center, Matt Anderson at the right guard position, number 75, and Donald Shepard is the right tackle.
Boyden goes to the near side of the field, and Catalonia to the far side. Bacher, the quarterback. The line of scrimmage is to 27. 3rd down, 3 yards to go. Flag on the play, and on the option, Bacher started to the near side, but the whistles blew, the flag flew, and things have stopped for the moment.
Howard will tell you about that triple option here in a second. Let's check the Blue Jay defense, and they've got some dandies. Sean Ardner, the defensive end, number 50. Josh Ricker, playing in a championship game. Last year he was hurt. Didn't get a chance to play in the championship game along with Morris. He's a tackle, 78. Matt Schwinnen, another tackle, 61. And Rocky Klaus, number 48, is at one of those defensive end positions, and he is a good one.
Loss of 5 for Fisher on the illegal procedure. It is 3rd down and 9 yards to go. Bunker, the quarterback, gets out of trouble, fires downfield. He almost had a strike to Dominic Boyden up at the 40, but it was just about 6 inches too long, Howard.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he did a nice job standing in the pocket because the pressure was there and it was one-on-one, and he ran the post, and like you said, it was just a bit long. Chance for a big play there.
Check the rest of the Blue Jay defensive starters when they go on defense again. Right now it's going to be an opportunity for the Blue Jays to get some great field position.
Here's Nick Frazier to punt the ball from his own 10-yard line. He gets a floater downfield. Jeff Fisher washes it down to the 45, takes it into the 37, back to the 45, and down to the 46, 47-yard line. Knocked down by Jesse Behringer, and so the Blue Jays of Delphos St. John's take over at their own 47-yard line, 1st and 10.
You know, Howard, this Jays team a little beat up at this point in the season. Metzner had his knee popped out the St. Henry game. You got Schulte with still not 100%. McCormick, the quarterback, has a 2nd-degree separation of his right throwing shoulder, but you couldn't tell it so far.
No, I don't see any of these injuries slowing them down much. I know they're playing with a lot of adrenaline right now, and it's a state game. Let's go with it. Last game of the year.
Phil Gunder first to the football. McCormick behind him at quarterback. Airs it out and intercepted on the far side of the football field. And Nick Frazier is finally knocked out of bounds. And the Fisher Irish get a big break and the ball deep in Delphos St. John territory.
Well, Scott Stiles has been down on the sideline watching all this action here in the first quarter. How's it going down there, Scott?
Carl, Delphos came out. They're playing with great poise, confidence, like a defending state champ does. But Coach Whiting, before the game, told me he was really concerned about McCormick's throwing ability due to his injured shoulder. Right there's an example. He couldn't get a lot on it, intercepted. Lancaster has the ball right now. Back to you guys.
First down, 10 yards to go at the Delphos St. John 28-yard line. 7-0, the Blue Jays lead of the first quarter. Bonker, the quarterback, Barnett in motion, and the give is a straight-ahead handoff, and Snyder drives ahead to the 25-yard line with 5 minutes, 24 seconds and counting in the first quarter.
Linebackers for the Jays are some great ones. Justin Murray, 52, Nick Etzkorn, 45, and Doug March, 36. All the linebackers with over 100 tackles this season.
Ball at the 24-yard line. 2nd down, 7 yards to go. Bowker at quarterback. Snyder behind him, and in motion goes Barnett. And the give is again to Snyder, and Snyder, who will be the workhorse here today, picks up another couple of yards.
Defensive backfield for the Jays, Steve Wiegert, number 40, Brad Klaus, 16, Josh Will, the All-Ohio player, number 15, and Jeff Fisher, 21. Those are all of your starters now. Brought to you by our good friends at Gosford Moving Service, where your smooth move starts.
3rd down, 7 yards to go. Lone setback is again Snyder behind the quarterback Bowker. And the fake to Snyder, and Bowker keeps it himself and gets a hard hit, but falls forward to the 15-yard line, and that'll be good for a 1st down for Fisher Catholic.
Not too many teams pick up 1st downs against the Jays. Tell us, Howard, about this spread option or triple option offense the Irish are running.
Well, first of all, it poses problems for defense because it's assignment football. But what I noticed with Fisher Catholic, what they're doing is they're running the same play, but they're coming with a bunch of different formations. The last one was an unbalanced set. They take the trip and put him in motion, and he becomes a pitch back. So it's right now they're spreading them out all over the place.
1st and 10 of the 15-yard line. Give to Snyder. He bangs down to the 12-yard line. And on his back at that point was Nick Exhorn.
This Irish team averages almost 268 yards rushing per game, 78 yards passing, and they also average almost 30 points per ball game on the offense, and they give up about 13.
Tony Steeman back into the ball game, bringing some extra bulk into the middle of that defensive line. He weighs 280.
I think that's being a little conservative.
Bowker keeps
he dropped it.
Great fake and a score. It's a 7-6 ball game. That, my friends, was a fabulous fake by the quarterback, Bowker.
You know, Joe, he dropped the football. How often do you see it where you muff it a little bit and the defense reacts and they pick it up and take it the distance?
First touchdown to the 3:15 mark. It's now 7-6. Jays still on top by a point.
And the extra point will be attempted by Aaron Fortcamp. Holding for him will be the quarterback, Brett Bowker. And now there is a delay. Coming over to the Blue Jay bench is Justin Murray. In fact, everybody's coming over, and it appears there will be a timeout on the Lone Zone scoreboard. It's a 7-6 lead for the Blue Jays of Delphos St. John, but an extra point will be forthcoming after this timeout.
And you know, Joe and Howard, those weights you got there, Joe, are from the program, but Vic always gives us the inside scoop of the true weights. You get some of those guys in there. You got Huntingford on that line at 250, Gunder's 250, Morris 250, and here's Steeman's real weight, Joe.
All right.
315 pounds they have him listed at, so add a few pounds of some of those guys, and you can see why the offensive lines and the defensive lines have been so good for the Jays this year.
He is my kind of guy. I'm right up there with him.
Delphos had to call a timeout. They had too many people on the field there. Didn't want to give Fisher Catholic a chance to maybe move the ball up and go for two and take the lead here.
All right, they have the bulk of the linemen to the left. The snap back, they're going for Deuce.
Oh, boy.
Rolling to his right, throwing into the end zone, and caught right at the rear of the end zone was Dan Finan. He made the grab after the pass by Nick Fraser, and it is 8-7 as Fisher Catholic takes the lead on the Delphos St. John Blue Jays here in the first quarter with 3:15 to play, gentlemen.
I tell you, Peanut Recker, the defensive coordinator, seeing some different things out there from this Fisher Catholic team. And you know, a lot of folks saying this might not be much of a game because of the powerhouse the Jays are. But you got to remember, Howard, the two teams that Fisher Catholic had to knock off to get here were very good football teams. One of them obviously being Newark Catholic.
But you don't get to this game without being a good quality football team and well coached. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. It's not a fluke that they're here, and they're here to win just like Delphos is. That was a great drive they just put together. Delphos right now has to regroup and put a drive back together for themselves.
Scoring drive for the Irish, 5 plays, 28 yards after the interception. Took 2 minutes and 19 seconds, 13-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, Brett Bacher, and the 2-point conversion was good. And that brought to you by our good friends at Kraus Lumber's Do It Center in Lima. And that's where we're at right now, 8-7 on that Lone Zone scoreboard.
Aaron Fortcamp will be kicking. Fawcett Stadium in a somewhat foggy Canton, Ohio this afternoon, although the fog hasn't affected the ball game as yet. Fortcamp drives an end over and shot back to the 5-yard line to pick it off. Schulte fights his way up to the 20-yard line, and it will be 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays at their own 20.
Scott Stiles had a chance to see some of that spread option, triple option offensive stuff going on down there with the Irish, Scott.
Carl, is a great fake by Balker. He rode the fullback in, and there's a wide open seam. He walked in the end zone. Then on the extra point, Delphos called a timeout on the first attempt. In the second attempt, they didn't shift over like they did the first time. Therefore, the snapper got the signal. They made the play for the 2-point conversion. Big momentum change, Carl.
McCormick gives the ball, and rumbling ahead is Schulte, 45, 50, and out of bounds. Nothing like a long-distance gallop, Coach, to get the momentum turned around.
Well, I believe that's what Delphos has to do. They've got to remain patient, run the football. I'll tell you, they're winning it up front at the trenches, but they've got a big offensive line, and getting the ball to Schulte, I don't think you're ever wrong.
34-yard pickup. You know, this Jays team, Joe, has scored over 60 points 8 times this season, and they are outscoring their opponents this year 52-6.
First down, 10 yards to go at the Fisher 48-yard line. Schulte again tries the right side inside the 45 down to the 43-yard line. Tackle made there by Matt DiPiolo, and it will be second down and about 7.
Howard, also tell us about this defense for Fisher Catholic. They call it a 50 shade.
50 shade means a lot of times they'll take that nose guard and shade him over to the strong side, forcing a double team with the center and the guard, and they're trying to free up the linebackers is what they're doing.
2.5 minutes to play of the first quarter. It was Ryan Morris moving from left to right at the end, and they give to Schulte outside of the 40, 35 and 30. Knocked down on the far side by Ben Forker, and it will be first down and 10 yards to go as the Blue Jays are flying again.
Again, the district lineman of the year, Howard, Tony Steeman, number 77 at 315 pounds, 6'7", blasting some holes on that right side.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it was a great cut by Chad, but they're getting some movement up front, enabling him to do that. He's not getting hit in the backfield, and he broke that one outside for another long gain.
16-yard pickup for the 1st and 10 at the Fisher 28-yard line. McCormick gives the ball to Schulte. He'll swing wide to the left, and the 25 runs over the defender Andy Lipp, but goes down, and it will be third down and somewhere in the neighborhood of 5-6 yards to go.
Well, that's what Lancaster, Fisher Catholic needs to do. They need to get Chad Schulte to make sure he's running east and west. You know, make him go toward the sidelines and spread him out and let the pursuit catch up.
Ball spotted at the 24-yard line. On the Lone Zone scoreboard, it is Fisher Catholic 8, Delphus St. John 7. Blue Jays have the ball at the Fisher 24. In motion is Hershey, and the give is to Zach Weber, and the sophomore goes banging ahead, a pickup down to the 23-yard line, and it will be third down and 5 yards to go.
And Howard, you know that Zach Weber, a great backup for Schulte, he's got over 1,000 yards rushing this year, only 70-plus carries, but right now Chad has 52 yards on just 4 runs during this particular drive.
3rd and 5 into the final minute of the first period here in Fawcett Stadium. It's Schulte at the 20, falling forward to the 18-yard line, close to the first down. It would appear that he might have it. It'll be very, very close.
It's had to be tough, too, for Chad, Howard, because he's had that laser surgery over the summer. He missed the first 2 games of the year. Week 9, he strained his knee ligaments. He missed 2 more games, including one of the playoff games. And last week, he really wasn't 100%. Played well. Zach Weber, of course, doing a great job during the playoffs. So it would be great to see Chad back 100%. But like we've said many a time, a 70% Chad is better than a lot of guys who are 100%.
Yeah, and he's doing a tremendous job again today. I'm not sure how he feels. I wasn't able to talk to him, but obviously we can see he doesn't have quite the cutting ability, but he's running up in there hard, and that's a good sign for Delphus St. John.
There's another good sign for Delphus St. John. First down, 10 yards to go. And the Blue Jays have the ball at the Fisher 18-yard line. And Howard, one thing for sure, if you've been here before and been tested in the fire, that is a big, big factor when you're playing a team that has not been to this level before.
Oh, I think so. I think Fisher Catholic kids are at all when they come to a stadium like this. It's a beautiful facility, and Delphus has been here, and a lot of these kids were starters last year. So I think, I think that experience is definitely showing.
As the ball was snapped, flags were thrown, and we have a stoppage with 17 seconds to play here in the first period on the Lone Zone scoreboard, 8-7 in favor of the Fisher Catholic. Irish from Lancaster, Ohio, and the penalty will be against the Blue Jays. 5 yards.
Of course, this game goes along. We'll be having a chance to talk to Joe, especially at halftime, about how things are going in the NBA, Joe.
Don't ask me. I'm working here.
Not much going on at all, huh?
This is a lot more fun anyhow, isn't it?
You got that right.
I bet your pay's a lot higher here today.
Well, now you've gone too far.
Oh.
There is Schulte coming to the 20, tripped up from behind and knocked down at the 18-yard line. Yards coming a little tougher now as they get inside that 30-yard line. That was Ed Kinsel that made the stop for the Irish.
What a great job Vic Whiting has done as head coach of the Blue Jays in his 11th season. Over 90 career victories, most of them at St. John's, and we're going to run down some of the things that Vic has accomplished in his team over the years since Vic's been there. Right now, we played 1 quarter of action here from Canton's Fawcett Stadium. Our score on the Lone Zone scoreboard, it is the Irish on top of the Blue Jays, 8-7, with second quarter action coming up next on Fox.
Let Gossard Moving Service introduce you to the fine art of moving. Let North American agent Gossard Moving Service orchestrate your next move. Call us at 419-225-4818.
House hunters, if you're serious about buying a home, call Karen Martin at Yoakum Realty in Delphus for information on unbeatable interest rates. Whether buying, selling, or leasing, let Karen Martin at Yoakum Realty in Delphus tackle your real estate needs. Yoakum Realty is not number one, you are. G. Namich, owner, broker.
Serious golfers, stop by CR Golf in Delphus. CR Golf will custom design clubs to match your swing. They can reap your clubs too. CR Golf, 331 North Main in Delphus.
Unverferth Manufacturing of Kalida and Delphus has been producing quality farm equipment since 1948 and believes in partnering with local schools to provide positive work experiences and career choices. Take Peggy, for instance. She's following in her father's footsteps. John's 25-year career with Unverferth began with a work-study program. School-to-work programs improve the connection between classrooms and workplaces. Unverferth Manufacturing, helping to prepare today's students for tomorrow's workforce.
What's for dinner? You're not falling back on fast food again, are you? Quit feeling guilty about not having a home-cooked family meal because we have the greatest idea for you. Yoder's Home-Style Family of Foods. Yoder's mashed potatoes, gravy, stuffing, and cranberry relish go great with any entree. You can reheat them in the oven or microwave and serve in 5 minutes. No peeling, no cleaning, and no fuss. Yoder's Home-Style Family of Foods. You can find them in the meat, deli, or dairy department at your local grocer.
Wouldn't it be cool if you could synchronize traffic to your every movement? If you could do away with all obstacles? Even make trains run on your schedule. It's like that at Shell, where our stations are designed so nothing slows you down. Shell, moving at the speed of life.
All right, the Blue Jays of Delphus St. John. Second down, 10 yards to go. The ball spotted just inside the 19-yard line. In motion is Oldenweller, and Schulte goes the same way and fights his way down to the 12-yard line.
Time now to take a look at some of the playoff results for these teams, brought to you by our good friends at Interim Personnel with offices in Lima, Delphus, St. Mary's, Wapak, and Ottawa. You see the playoff results for the Irish. Defeated Toronto 12-6, Newark Catholic 10-9, Cuyahoga Heights 29-zip. The Jays 61-15 over Hardin Northern, St. Henry 17-13, and then they knocked off Tiffin Calvert in the semis 41-zip, and that's why both of these squads are here right now.
Metzner out very wide to the right. Klaus in motion to the other side, and we have a timeout called by Delphus St. John, as again, they just didn't get it together before that play clock was going to run out.
And we will do the same. We'll take timeout with 11:17 remaining here in the second quarter. Again, the Irish on top of the Jays 8-7 with more action coming up after these very important words on Fox.
The holiday season is here. In a cheap supermarket, that means family, friends, and great food.
We can make fruit baskets in lots of sizes. And they're perfect for presents.
Don't forget, if you're entertaining, Chief Supermarket has 6 different party trays to choose from.
New this year and only at Chief Supermarket. The special recipe cookie party tray.
From our family to yours, happy holidays from the associates at Chief Supermarkets.
Putnam Acres Care Center invites you to see the difference. Putnam Acres Care Center offers many levels of care to meet the needs of today's seniors. With our skilled care rehabilitation, long-term care, independent living, assisted living, special needs unit, and adult daycare, Putnam Acres offers that socialization between folks the same age with the same interests. There are many activities going on daily that are both fun and therapeutic. Stop in to see the difference for yourself or call 523-4092.
Catch the feeling and don't let it end. Raby Ford Lincoln Mercury makes it fun again.
What do the letters in the Raby name really stand for?
The R stands for a great reputation.
A stands for Allen County's only dual Ford Lincoln Mercury dealership. The second A stands for affordable prices, always quoted the first time.
B stands for buying your car worry-free. And E stands for our excellent service department to back every sale.
Now you know what the letters in Raby's truly stand for.
Tonight's the night I'm gonna pop the question.
So did you get the ring yet?
No. I wanted to get her something that says, I'm really in this for the long haul. It's a train.
What? I'm making a commitment here.
Trust your home to a full-service trained professional like Canadian Sons Plumbing and Heating Kalida. They have the experience you want and the service you expect. And remember, it's hard to stop a train.
Need a gift for that special person or just want to have your home ready for the holidays? Then Lehman's Furniture is the place to shop. Now, during our Christmas shopping season, Lehman's are featuring to qualified buyers 12 months, 12 payments, no interest on purchases totaling $300 or more. Do your holiday shopping now and we will deliver it free when you are ready. Shop during our extended holiday shopping hours. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 8 p.m., Saturdays from 9 to 4 p.m., and now until Christmas, Lehman's will be open on Sundays from noon to 4. So shop Lehman's this holiday season across from the post office in downtown Delphus.
We're here to help you grow. Making for the hometown life. Making the people you know. We're a hometown name. We're hometown friends. We're here to help you grow. Making for the hometown life. The hometown life.
Citizens Bank of Delphus. Member FDIC.
Results that we showed you up on the screen a little bit ago, brought to you by our good friends at Interim Personnel with offices in Lima, Delphus, St. Mary's, Wapak, and Ottawa. Howard Overman, the head football coach for the New Bremen Cardinals, will tell us about those important folks in the striped shirts.
Yes, and these important folks were voted on by the coaches, so it's an honor for them to be here. We have Jim Craig from Canton as a referee, Reed Regal from Columbus as our umpire, Church D. Lawler from Ironton, the linesman, Bill Cook from Portsmouth, the line judge, and Rick Walton from Niles, the back judge.
Pitch back to Schulte at the 10 and a drive down to the 7 or 8 yard line. It'll be, again, close to a first down.
And Scott Stiles down on the sideline getting a good look at all the action at that very important point, and that's the offensive and defensive lines.
Carl, Delphus wanted to control the line of scrimmage, and Lancaster, they thought they could control their own line of scrimmage. Delphus seems much bigger to me defensively than Lancaster. They got a couple big boys on the offensive line for Lancaster, but defensively, Delphus is really, what they need to do is control the running game on the option. Somebody cover the quarterback and the pitch man, and somebody take the fullback. Right now, they're all converging on that fake, and that's what's killing them on the option. Coach Whining wants them to settle down after they got behind. They got a little excited. Don't make the mistakes, the offsides and stuff like that. Just play within your head. See if they get a score here. Back to you guys.
At the 8 yard line, it is first down and goal to go. Delphus St. John, 17 runs and 2 passes, 1 for TD, the other was intercepted. Odenweller comes out to the right. Klaus in motion. McCormick pitches back to Weber, and he could go in a wheelchair. What a hole.
Yeah, they definitely took out that left side of the defensive line, blocked down, had a good kick-out block, and he made a great cut because they sent Fisher Catholic sent their corner, and kicked him out, and he made a great cut like Weber we've seen so many times before.
Touchdown comes at the 10:44 mark of our second quarter. Now the Jays back into the position they're used to, and that is on top 13-8.
Extra point will be forthcoming as the kicker, Charlie Webb, delivered. Now they're going for two. They're going for two, so leave Mr. Webb on the sideline for the moment. And McCormick at quarter pitches back to Schulte. Schulte angles to the goal line, and they did not get him in there.
Well, that looked like he was going to make that, and I'll tell you what, Fisher Catholic, one thing I noticed about their linebackers have got some running ability. They closed that down in a hurry. I thought for sure he was going to get in.
I think because of the fact that they are outmanned in the line, the linebackers really are trying to compensate for that and moving up to help out, and that time they did a beautiful job of it.
Well, there's no doubt. Again, that's why that shade 50 is the way it is. They let those linebackers roam and run.
Scoring drive for the Delphos St. John Blue Jays. It took 10 plays, 80 yards. Time of possession, 4:25. It was an 8-yard touchdown run by Zach Weber. 2-point conversion was no good. And our score right now, and it's one of those important scores because of the touchdown for the Irish. They can go back on top. It's 13-8 as our scoring drive brought to you by Kraus Lumber's Do-It Center in Lima.
So now we get a look at number 10, Charlie Webb. He is a 5'10", 160-pound senior. He'll do the kicking from the 40-yard line as dropping back deep. We have Snyder, number 22 for the Irish. And back there with him is Nick Fraser. The kick is right down the middle. Snyder dribbles it, picks it up at the 10, 15, and 20, 25, and 30, and finally wrestled down at the 31-yard line on the far side of the field. The tackle by Sean Ardner.
You know, Howard, last year when St. John's won 42-28 over Norwalk St. Paul, if you remember, the Jays were down 14-zip in the first quarter as they were down here early in the football game and then went on to win that football game over Norwalk St. Paul. And it was the depth and the wearing down that the Blue Jays did on that Norwalk St. Paul team that eventually helped them win that football game.
Hucker, the quarterback. Snyder behind him. And in motion, Clark. And the gain is good for about 2 or 3 yards. Snyder taking it ahead.
Yeah, last year, Carl, I think Delphos was shell-shocked from the beginning there. I believe St. Paul ran the opening kickoff back and things. But once they settled down, they played a heck of a football game, and that's what I expect to see again today.
Snyder remains the single setback behind Bowker at quarterback. And the give to Snyder. Boy, he ran into a big blue wall.
Boy, they're stacking it up. They're taking, well, it looks like right now what Delphos wants to do is they want to take the fullback out of the game. They're going to make the quarterback run it, or they're going to pitch the football, but they're going to take the fullback out.
We talked about what Vic Whiting has done since he came to Delphos St. John's. They've only had one losing season. That was back in 1995 when they were 4-6. Besides that, though, over 500 since he first came in 1988.
Third down, 8 yards to go, 9:24 to play of the first half of the Lone Zone scoreboard, 13-8 Blue Jays. The pitch to Snyder, and Snyder is nailed as he tried to turn the left corner at the 27-yard line. He is taken down and then swarmed over to make a punt situation for the Fisher Catholic Irish.
And did you see Nick Etzkorn in there, Howard, to finish that off? They had him stood up, and then Nick came in to finish things off.
Yeah, that was just a fast flow, for linebackers. They love that, where there's no counter and play action fake. It's just a speed option, and let's get going. And they caught him at the corner, and he definitely did finish him off.
Jeff Fisher is back to receive this punt. Takes it at the 42-yard line and is knocked down for perhaps 1 yard of gain half to the catch. So with 8:36 to play of the second period, the Blue Jays have the ball back, and on the Lone Zone scoreboard, it is Delphus St. John 13, Lancaster Fisher Catholic 8.
Remember, when this one is over, we are going to go down on the field for our post-game show, brought to you by the Commercial Bank of Delphus, Elida, Gomer, and Lima. We'll have a nice plaque to give away to our player of the game.
To the right comes Odenweller, and the pass down the middle is caught in Fisher territory at the 45-yard line. Third pass of the day. This one intended and completed to Ryan Morse, the tight end, and it will be 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays.
Here's something you'll appreciate, Joe. These linemen all eat on Wednesday night. The moms fix them all kinds of food, and if you're a lineman, you get to sit in on that. But Ryan Morse caught a touchdown pass the other day, and he was worried that since he scored, that they weren't going to let him eat on Wednesday because he's not considered a lineman anymore.
Gee, my mom did that for me 365 days a year. That's why I look like I do. Pitch back to Schulte, and Schulte wrestled down at the 40-yard line, put on the ground by John Markwood, and it will be 2nd down and 5 yards to go.
Really, Howard, they don't use the tight end a whole lot in their offense in terms of catching passes. Ryan came into the ball game with just 5 receptions for 215 yards and 3 touchdowns, but you can see they make them count when they do go to him.
Yeah, they probably don't use him as much as they did last year, but they definitely going to keep the defense honest. And right now they're flowing hard, and they just let him wide open underneath.
And, Coach, when you get to this game, you just let it all hang out.
That's right. And Delphus is doing nothing, as a coach, doing nothing I haven't seen before, and they're doing it real well. And they're getting big chunks of yardage on each play, and they've kind of got Fisher Catholic a little off balance right now.
Schulte pounds it down to the 33-yard line. 1st down, 10 yards to go for Delphus St. John.
And look at these fans here, guys. These Blue Jay fans, and although we do have a lot of Fisher Catholic fans over there as well, but you see a lot of blue and gold down there. They've been supported all season long, and great turnout here today on some great football weather.
It's Jace Metzner very wide to the left. In motion comes Kyle Osting. And again, short yardage the hard way as Dave Martz is able to fight his way to the 31-yard line. 2nd down, 7 yards to go.
Haven't seen a lot of that long action to Jace Metzner yet, Howard, and again, it might have something to do with Scott's shoulder, but Jace came into the ball game with almost 1,000 yards receiving. Reception-wise, 17 touchdowns. He was all Ohio, first-team MAC, first-team all-district, and first-team everything.
Well, I think it's going to happen. It's just, yeah, they don't use him as much. They used him during the year like we used our fullback, but he's going to hit one, I believe it.
Martz and Schulte are the setbacks. McCormick is back. He's being chased. He throws, and the ball skips in on one bounce to Ed Kinsel, who tried for the interception, but it goes incomplete. 3rd down, 8 yards to go.
Weren't setting up a screen, were they there, Howard?
I don't know, but there was great pressure up the middle, and McCormick wasn't able to set his feet, and he was just fortunate to get rid of the football, and fortunate enough it wasn't intercepted.
Scott, a 6'3", 190-pound junior. It's Schulte coming out of the ball game, at least for the moment.
You notice they brought pressure so hard there, the referee couldn't get out of the way fast enough.
Brad Klaus into the backfield. Now they shift back to the shotgun. 3rd and 8. And breaking through but unable to break up the play was Nick Fraser, and then as McCormick tried to get out of trouble, he ran into Moore on the other side from Ed Kinsel, and it'll be 4th down and a long way to go for the Blue Jays.
Howard, you can see why this team has been the mainstay of their whole game has been the defense. Even though they've given up 13 points already to St. John's, they're deep pretty tough.
Well, yeah, only giving up 13, that's good. They've got some team speed. Fortunate for themselves that they did get to McCormick because Metzger was wide open in the end zone. And I'll tell you what, when you have pressure and the quarterback running around, he's not going to find receivers. Your best pass defense is your rush.
Back to punt is Doug Martz, averaging 34 yards a boot. Snap back. Martz gets it up. It's floating to the corner and sails out of bounds at the... They'll march it up to the 9-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go for Fisher Catholic at their own 9-yard line.
Well, Joe, you haven't had a chance to enjoy it yet, but we got some food back here. And Howard, you have at one time or another. We got some food from our good friends from the Carriage Inn in Delphus, Craig Seaver. And I got a note from him that says he hopes the food's okay. He had a lot of fun during the football season. And he says he's been giving us the same food all the time because he's superstitious. Says if this game had been in Las Vegas, I would have brought you food as well. A special hello goes out to Howard, to Ron, Dave, and Joe Tate. That's all of us, guys. Doesn't say me, though. But thanks to Craig Seaver from the Carriage Inn. Appreciate the food.
First play from scrimmage after the punt, and quarterback Bowker turns the left end of the line and picks up a yard, and that's about it. Second down, 9 yards to go. Had this game been in Las Vegas, gentlemen, we really would have needed free food.
And you know what, Scott? I was just talking about they're saying hi to folks up here in the box, and it says Howard, Ron, Dave, and Joe Tate. Your name was left off the list again.
And that's the Rodney Dangerfield to the sidelines. I get no respect. If it weren't for Howard and Joe up there, we wouldn't have any football knowledge up there. So I'm just thankful they're there carrying me today.
Bowker, quarterback, Snyder behind him, the setback. The give to Snyder, and he is cut down. Oh, another great fake, and look at the quarterback Bowker go. That's the third time this afternoon he has faked me right out of my bifocals. Wow.
That was a great fake. Delphus, in fact, Delphus fans were up cheering because they thought they made a big hit at the line of scrimmage, and here comes the quarterback, Bacher, and scampers for probably about 30 yards, I would say.
32 yards.
32 yards. Great play.
I was all ready to give a real accolade to the guy who came in and cut down Snyder at the line, and all of a sudden Snyder didn't have the ball.
That's what's, you can tell that's their game is option, and they do it so well. You see a lot of teams run option, but they do it just enough to keep a team honest, but they don't fake it as well as Fisher Catholic does.
Just inside 4.5 minutes to play of the first half. And back to pass as Bowker flares it outside, and nothing happening over there as the Delphus St. John defense had that one all psyched out, and the receiver was nailed down quickly. It was B.J. Clark.
I think one good thing about this team, too, Howard, you look at those defensive backs there, the way they come up. I think they got four of the best backs around with Wiekert and Will and Fisher and Klaus, and you saw the speed there by those DBs as well.
Yeah, they just read their keys very well, and then they flow to the ball. They're very athletic, and they're strong kids. They're not little guys back there. They've got some nice athletes in their defensive secondary.
3:40 to play of the first half of the Lone Zone scoreboard, 13-8, Delphus St. John. Again, the keep of the option, and Bowker tripped up as he falls ahead for a yard, but it'll still leave them at third down and a long 10 to go for the first down.
And there's a guy who has been really turning it on lately, Rocky Klaus, who has 83 tackles this year and 18 sacks. He was first-team MAC, first-team All-District, and at 6'2", 185, he plays a great defensive end position.
Third and 10. Ball at the Fisher 43-yard line. And the give this time is no give at all. And again, a great fake. And when Bowker tried to turn the line, the boys from Delphus said, hey, we've seen this before. And 5 guys were there to bury the Fisher Catholic quarterback.
I think they've learned that it doesn't matter if he fakes it, gives it. We're going to respect that quarterback, and we're going to hit him up each time. And that's not unnecessary roughness or anything like that. He's faking being a runner.
And that time he faked being a punching bag. He really got nailed. Now the punt sails down to the 21-yard line, dancing for short yardage on the return, and it will be first down and 10 yards to go for the Blue Jays. Fisher was the man who brought the ball back, and he got it back to the 27-yard line. First and 10 for the Blue Jays. 2:12 to play in the first half.
You know, this Division 6 has only been around since 1994, but as Howard and I have talked before, it has been dominated by St. Henry and Delphus St. John's. Back in 94, St. Henry winning the championship. They did it again in 95. They lost it in 96. But then last year, of course, the Jays winning over Norwalk St. Paul. So, again, not only St. Henry and St. John's, we also have to add in there again, Howard. That's the MAC doing all that. And soon it'll be New Bremen, I'm sure.
Boy, we work at it every day, but I'll tell you what, it's a good representation of our league.
McCormick looks over the Fisher defense, turns in his backfield, flips the ball to Schulte, and Schulte does the hard work up over the 15 to the 16-yard line, where he is greeted by Ed Kinzel, who's done a yeoman's job on defense today.
Yeah, he filled that off-tackle hole, but again, like you said, Chad Schulte, his feet just don't stop moving. They keep going and going, and was able to pick up about 4 yards.
Second down and 5 yards to go. Ball at the 17-yard line. Pitch back and cutting outside is Schulte to the 19-yard line, but very little running room as defensively Jesse Behringer got up and made the stop.
What are you observing so far, Howard, with this Blue Jay offense? You know, they have played well here in the first half so far, but it hasn't been the explosive type offense we've seen in the past.
Well, I think they're hindered a little bit because of McCormick's shoulder problem and Metzner's his knee, but I think they're exploiting the things and doing the things where they can still win the football game, and that's run it. You know, they've got Chad Schulte, and they've got Zach Weber, and they've got an offensive line that can come off.
Pitch back to Schulte. Schulte crosses the 20 to the 21. Looks like he'll be shy of a first down by about a yard. Fourth down and short yardage to go as the clock ticks into the final minute of the first half. And on the Lone Zone scoreboard, it's Delphus St. John 13, Fisher Catholic 8, and a timeout is called by the Fisher Catholic Irish.
And why don't we do the same? Again, we've got 46 seconds remaining. We'll have more for you here on Fox 67 from Canton's Fawcett Stadium after we take this very important timeout.
Member FDIC.
Oh, dear.
Betty?
I see you've been in the kids' magic set again, Bob.
I discovered a way to save us money every month. Watch this. And this. Voila.
Wow, how'd you do that?
Simple. I called the Loan Zone at 1-800-LOANS-US. Their rates are low and the paperwork's a breeze. We can use a home equity loan to shrink our monthly bills and buy other things like this.
Oh, Bob.
Or this.
I love the Loan Zone.
Call 1-800-LOANS-US for low rates every day. The Loan Zone, member National City Corporation, equal housing lender.
The soybean is considered one of the world's most efficient and affordable sources of food and food protein. Central Soya Company in Delphus is one of our nation's leading manufacturers of oilseed products. A vast array of products are derived from this oilseed, such as baby food, cookies, non-stick cooking spray, soup, breakfast mix, and more. We take pride in our role as a corporate citizen and look forward to future community service. Central Soya Company, serving our customers, our community, and our employees.
Come home to where the action is.
If you're looking for great family entertainment, come on out to Westgate or Northland Lanes. We've got great food, good times, and lots of fun for kids of all ages.
Westgate and Northland Lanes are known for great pizza. Try one after work, after the game, or after the races. Eat in or carry out.
Get everyone together and get ready to go. Westgate and Northland, let the good times go.
Welcome back. We are at Canton's Fawcett Stadium, here bringing you the Division 6 state championship game. Carl Metzger, Howard Overman, Joe Tate, and our man down on the sidelines, Mr. Scott Stiles. How's it going down there, Scott?
Well, it's going pretty good so far, Carl, except it seems like, the defense of Delphus is finally starting to grasp the concept of the offense of Lancaster. They seem to control the option a little better. I'll tell you what, Lancaster's option is much more effective when they fake into the fullback instead of running that speed option. When they run the speed option, they don't get much, but when they have the fake into the fullback, it seems like they get pretty good yardage every time. Back to you guys.
Doug Martz will do the punting. He's standing back at his own 7-yard line. A line drive shot that skips at the 45, picked up near the 45 in Fisher territory, and being run across the field and knocked down is Andy Lip. So Fisher will get one last shot at it, but 35 seconds to play of the first half. Blue Jays leading 13-8 on the Lone Zone scoreboard.
That was a nice tackle by John Odenweller as well for Delphus St. John's. And you're wondering some of the teams that this Fisher Catholic team plays during the season. Columbus Bishop Hartley, also Sugar Grove Byrne Union, Heath, Granville, New Albany, Millersport, as well as Summit Station Licking Heights, Asheville Tees Valley, and Columbus Bishop Ready. If I haven't said that one already. So doesn't mean a lot to the folks in our area, but good conference.
Back to pass is the quarterback. He airs it out. Bulker's throw was intended downfield along the sideline for Demetrius Lloyd, but he couldn't get an angle on that one at all, and it's 2nd down and 10 yards to go. Of all of the people they have beaten, Carl, the last win they had, and this is a team that I am at least somewhat familiar with, Cuyahoga Heights, had a great undefeated season, had played extremely well in the playoffs, and Fisher nailed him 29-zip. That tells me that these guys know how to play football.
Well, and again, Toronto and Newark Catholic, 2 other teams they beat in the playoffs, so this is a very good team.
Mocker at quarterback. Turns in his backfield. Now he pitches out to B.J. Clark, and Clark at the 50. We got a flag thrown as he goes out of bounds at the 45. It's pick up for first down yardage pending the flag.
Probably a clip in there. But did you see Nick Etzkorn sprinting side to side to come over and try to help out with that tackle?
It is a penalty. We've had 2 5-yard penalties, but this is the first penalty for any distance at all, and it really hurts Fisher Catholic because with 22 seconds to go, they were able to get the ball over the 50, but the penalty is going to push it back.
Once again, they had a great fake up in the line, and the pitch was there in his one-on-one. Unfortunately, the split end held the corner, and now it's going to bring up a 2nd and long again.
Ball back to the Irish 45.5-yard line. 22 seconds to play of the first half on the Lone Zone scoreboard. 13-8, Delphus St. John over the Fisher Catholic Irish from Lancaster, Ohio. This is the Division 6 championship football game. This is all she wrote at Division 6, and of course 5 other games this weekend will be deciding other divisional champions in the state of Ohio.
Orville already one of our champs today, beating the Coldwater Cavaliers.
Bowker turns in his backfield, keeps it, and boy, Martz, he had that one diagnosed from the moment they left the huddle.
Doug Martz was our player of the game last week, Joe, and another reason there, Howard, why he is such a great athlete.
And that's why he got the player of the game. They bring him off the corner, and I'm telling you what, they guess right a lot of times with him. And the other thing is he makes the play. He doesn't miss the tackles very often.
Let's go down to Scott Stiles on the sideline with head coach Vic Whiting.
Coach, you're 24 minutes away. You got a 13-8 lead. How do you feel about the first half of play?
Well, offensively, we're too one-dimensional right now. You know, McCormick's separated shoulders really giving us problems because he just doesn't have any zip on his ball. That, you know, we had open people on the one that got picked off, and he just couldn't get it there. So we're struggling a little bit on trying to throw the ball because of his injury. So we're relying too much on Schulte. We've got to mix the game up a little bit. They're keying on Schulte, but I tell you what, we win by 1 point. Who cares? We're going to win by 1 point. The defense is playing great.
There you got it, Coach, from the state. Coach, head defending champions right there. They're trying to get their second in a row. Back to you guys.
Okay, and again, the halftime score, the Delphos St. John Blue Jays on top of Lancaster Fisher Catholic. The score 13-8. We've got a halftime show coming up next right here on Fox.
Fox 67 is proud to bring you tonight's high school football playoff game. A promotional fee has been paid to the Ohio High School Athletic Association for the broadcast rights of this game. If it wasn't for the support of the following businesses, this broadcast would not have been made possible. United Equity Incorporated in Delphos, Spencerville, and Kossuth, your locally owned farmers cooperative. Harder & Son Memorial Chapel at 209 West 3rd Street in Delphos. Harder & Sons wishes good luck to their favorite coworker, number 77, Tony Steeman. Reliable Plumbing and Heating. Call Reliable at 695-2921 for all your plumbing, heating, and air conditioning needs. Reliable has 24-hour emergency service. Lat Landscaping, where no job is too big or too small. Everyone at Lat Landscaping would like to say good luck, Jays, and great job, Blue Jays marching band. Fox 67 would like to wish the best of luck to all of the area teams during this year's football playoffs.
Create a warm, beautiful hearth with a Heat and Glow direct vent gas fireplace from DeHaven's. You can bring that warm feeling home with logs so real, flames so true, and where no traditional chimney is needed. And the air you and your family breathe stays clean. Save installation time and money with a Heat and Glow patented direct vent technology, where you actually are putting heat into your home. There's even a remote starter when it's too comfortable to get up. No one builds a better fire than Heat and Glow.
I'm known for mysteries, but given the season, I thought a love story more appropriate. It's about Arby's French dip sub. The main character is warm and tender. Then another character is introduced. They meet. They're obviously meant for each other. I love that part. It always brings a tear to my eye. No, wait. That's just a splash of au jus.
Experience the warmth of the season with Arby's French dip or French dip and Swiss subs. Just $1.99.
The holiday season is upon us, and Krause Lumber Do-It Center has the gifts you've been looking for. Take a trip back in time to Lefton Village. These beautiful homes and figurines will brighten up any home this holiday season. We carry a complete line of Lefton collectibles for you to choose from for that special someone. For the handyman around the house, you can choose from any of these tool sets now for only $8.97. Give the gift they can open every day with this half-horse chain drive garage door opener, a super buy for $129.97. Stop in today and start the holidays right with Krause Lumber Do-It Center.
Intermedia 3 is the link to your success. When it comes to the internet, nobody serves you better than Intermedia 3. Whether you're a business looking to grow or just looking for local access to the internet, Intermedia 3 has the right answers. Our associates offer a wide array of computer and internet experience. Intermedia 3, now with local access, designed to provide local computer technology to the community with affordable pricing. For more information on local access, call 692-8211. Intermedia 3, your complete source for all your internet needs.
Welcome back to Canton. We've got a great football game, at least so far in the first half. The Delphos St. John Blue Jays leading over Lancaster Fisher Catholic 13-8 to the Lone Zone scoreboard. And we're going to have a chance to check out a couple of bands, both for the Irish and the Blue Jays, as we tell you about our halftime show, which is always brought to you by our good friends. And since this is our final game of the football season, getting ready for basketball tomorrow night, we'd like to thank all those sponsors out there who make it possible, did make it possible, that we're able to bring you all those football games during the regular season and the playoffs. And one of the sponsors, our good friends from Van Dyne Karate of Delphos, uniforms that work. And first of all, Howard, won't we talk a little bit about, we mentioned a lot of keys during this football game for the championship game, and how are things panning out so far?
Well, yeah, we did mention a few of the keys, and controlling the line of scrimmage for Delphos, and I think they've done that offensively and defensively fairly well. They had one breakdown for the long run, but other than that,
I think they've done a real nice job. Containing Fisher Catholic's running game, again, they've done that, taking the fullback pretty much out of the game. And you can see a lot of times where their experience and confidence is paying off, and we look for that to even build for the second half. Lancaster, you know, they're in the game. It's 13-8. They haven't given up any of the big plays. One, due to their defense, and two, because of some injuries to McCormick and Metzner. But, you know, they're making Delphus go the full field, not on one play, but on a variety of plays. Mistake-free, you know, they haven't put it on the ground, so they've done a nice job with that. And the ability to rush the football consistently, they haven't done that. And for them to win, they need to do that. But I think also they've got to mix in the pass. Right now, Delphus is playing 11 guys 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. They got to back them off a little bit.
Well, you talk about rushing. This whole football game has been dominated by the run. St. John's, of their 29 offensive plays, have run the football, as you heard Vic Whiting say before we went to the locker room. They're relying a lot on this Chad Scholey, but they've run the ball 25 of the 29 times. For Lancaster, out of 20 offensive plays, they have run the football 17 times. And we'll have some more information like that after we take a timeout and hear from our good friends at Van Dyne Karate.
We're proud to be ranked #1 in the uniform industry. But more importantly, we've been voted #1 for 2 years right here in West Central Ohio. Let our dedicated staff make your business look like a winner with our smart and professional uniforms. Your business will look like a winner with professional uniforms delivered right to your door. Our customized entry mats will make a great first impression with all your customers. Keep your employees and your business looking sharp with Van Dyne Karate.
8-7, 13-8 is our score here at the half. St. John's scored first. Took 4 minutes and 12 seconds to do it. 9 plays, 64 yards, 11-yard touchdown pass from McCormick to Mr. Reliable Jace Metzner. Extra point was good, made it 7-zip. Then 5 plays for Lancaster Fisher Catholic, 28 yards, 2 minutes 19 seconds after the interception. 13-yard touchdown run by the quarterback. Brett Bacher made it 8-7 after the 2-point conversion was good. Then the Jays scored in the second quarter. 10 plays it took for 80 yards. Time of possession was 4:25. 8-yard touchdown run by the sophomore Zach Weber, who Howard will see a lot of the next couple of years. 2-point conversion was no good. That's where we stand right now at 13-8 with Delphus St. John's on top. Couple things to tell you about. Saturday night on Fox 67 will be our first basketball game of the season. We will be bringing you action from Pandora Gilboa. It'll be the Alanis Mustangs up against the Rockets. You can join Bob Arnzen. You know Bob, Joe.
Indeed.
Bob Arnzen will be back with me for his 5th season, and that game will be replayed on Saturday night at 11 o'clock. Also, I want to talk, since we have Joe in here, and since this action has been packed so far, we got to talk. I know you're under a gag rule and all that kind of stuff, Joe, but the NBA, that's why you're with us right now. Not a lot of basketball games to bring to anybody because there is no basketball.
That is right, and you know, it's nice that Howard is here because of all the people in the booth. He was the only one throwing money around before the ball game, and if I say anything about the current labor situation, it's a $25,000 fine, and I know Howard would be able to float me that cash.
But you know, even worse, he'd tell on you too.
Yeah, that's right.
Howard would be the kind of guy who would tell on you.
You're right.
He'd get a cut in there somehow. But
if there was a cut, but you know, I don't think
a finder's fee. That's what he'd be going for.
I met Joe for the first time, and I would not do that to him. By God.
But you know, Joe, a lot of people are thinking, well, Joe's unemployed right now. He's not doing anything. That's probably why he's with those Fox guys. Joe comes down every year and does one basketball game with us. But also, the folks might not know it, Joe, but you are the play-by-play announcer for Mount Union College as well.
I've done Mount Union college football for 15, 16 years. Do 4 or 5 football games every year on television for them. And then we also, when things are going well, go over and do either men's or women's basketball on occasion for them. And, you know, this year, if the NBA does not go back to work, I may be down for more than one this year, Carl.
You're always invited. And you do the Rockers, though, too.
I do the Rockers in the summertime. I love that. I love this, too. This really, to me, is pure enjoyment. I have often said that high school sports is one of the last vestiges of sports for sports' sake. It's really what sports is all about, and you've got to go to places like Delphus St. John and New Bremen where Howard coaches. You got to go to places like that to find what sports really is, because the people who are coaching it and playing it are doing it because they love it.
Okay, and we should also mention that Joe will be with us again for one game this year, and you can add this to your list of first, Joe, doing a state championship game in high school football, Division VI, and it's great to have you here with us. Well, our halftime show has been brought to you by our good friends at Van Dyne Crowdy of Delphus, Uniforms at Work. We're going to take time out because we're going to go back and dig into Craig Seaver's food from the Carriage Inn restaurant in Delphus, where we hope to stop by after the football game is over. And if you're watching this, get a chance to stop out anytime, see the good folks from the Carriage Inn. I hope Ronnie Coons and Josh Mann and Scott and the gang has not eaten all of our food. We're going to enjoy that here in a second. Again, halftime score, it is the Delphus St. John Blue Jays on top of Lancaster Fisher Catholic, 13-8. Third quarter action coming up next on Fox.
Your computer system, personal or business, starts here. Brand names in hardware, custom software, maximum flexibility, system integration, a full family of computers, professional sales, service, and installation, system design. We'll help you make the right choice and put it all together.
CNT and Van Wert. Let us put technology to work for you.
The holiday season is here. In a cheap supermarket, that means family, friends, and great food.
We can make fruit baskets in lots of sizes, and they're perfect for presents.
Don't forget, if you're entertaining, Chief Supermarket has 6 different party trays to choose from.
New this year and only at Chief Supermarket. The special recipe cookie party tray.
From our family to yours, happy holidays from the associates at Chief Supermarkets.
An Allstate agent can insure your car, your home, your business, even your life. Who's your insurance agent?
Your Allstate insurance agent in Delphus is Jim Dickman. Call Jim at 692-2236.
Being in good hands is the only place to be.
Every morning, the interim personnel bus leaves for Plastipack in Jackson Center. Dwight's here early, and he serves the coffee, and the folks talk about what's in store for the day. Sometimes there's a new worker who needs to learn some of the ropes, and there's always someone to help them out. At Plastipack, the day's busy. The time goes by quickly. Interim personnel is in the people business. They can find a job for just about anyone, and you could be working tomorrow. Ask the folks who work at Plastipack or dozens of other companies in the area. Interim personnel, they can explore opportunities with you.
We're here to help you grow, making for the hometown life, making the people you know. We're a hometown band, we're hometown friends. We're here to help you grow, making for the hometown life, the hometown.
Citizens Bank of Delphus, member FDIC.
Good evening, everyone. John Zerber here in the Fox 67 studios, ready for Division VI High School State Football Championship action between Lancaster and the Delphus St. John Blue Jays. But first, the Fox 67 scoreboard brought to you by American Plumbing and Heating. Stay tuned for the scoreboard after this very important message.
Rescue me, yeah. I'm shivering cold. Can't you see that I'm freezing?
All across America, folks call Bryant to the rescue for a heat pump so energy efficient it can save up to 40% on energy bills. Heat pumps heat, cool, and save. Call American Heating and Air Conditioning.
Come on, Bryant, and rescue me, rescue me.
To the scoreboard we go. Tonight, high school football state championship action. No score in Division II. Coldwater in Division IV loses all heartbreaker to Orville, 23-21. The first night of high school boys regular season action, Perry Downs Lincoln View 50-49. Shawnee over LCC 72-69. Elida over Bath 77-53. Lima Senior Downs Columbus. Lyndon McKinley 84-23. Cincinnati Woodward over Lorraine Admiral King 69-37. Crestview over Delphus Jefferson 66-44. OG over Bryan 81-32. Temple Christian over Hart Northern 43-41. No score for Miller City and Fort Jennings. Fort Recovery over Kalida 52-40. And Continental squeezes by Paulding 48-47. This high school scoreboard has been brought to you by American Heating and Air Conditioning, an energy partner of the AAP. You're watching WOHL Lima's Fox Station.
Welcome back to Canton, to Fawcett Stadium. Carl Metzger, Howard Overman, and Joe Tate and Scott Stiles ready to bring you all the action. Time now to mention some of our halftime stats. Brought to you by our good friends at Westridge Furniture. St. John's in that first half was led by Chad Schulte, who had 26 carries for 156 yards. Just say the Jays overall with 26 carries, 156 yards. McCormick, 2 of 4 for St. John, 22 yards, had an interception. Total offense, 178 yards. Fisher Catholic, 60 yards. On the ground, 15 carries, 1 for 3 passing, -2 yards. Total offense for Fisher Catholic in the first half, 58 yards. That's our difference so far. And as we get ready to start the second half, tell you our halftime stats brought to you by our good friend Jack Westridge, Jack and Jane from Westridge Furniture in Delphus. Scott Stiles is down to the sideline right now. Scott Stiles is down to the sideline. He has Bob Arnzen, who's fired up for tomorrow night's high school basketball game.
Coach, Carl, he says as long as you bring the money tomorrow night, he'll be there to help you with the game. But what do you think about the first half so far?
I think it's been a great first half for the Blue Jays. We came right out and established ourselves with a good running game. Looked like we got Fisher Catholic up to the line of scrimmage and threw a couple good passes. But our defensive line, I think, totally dominating the ball game.
This experience, the community backs this football program as well as the basketball program. It's a great community for support in it.
Just take a look behind us to all the people here from Delphus, and then look the other side, the ones from Lancaster. And you know they're good fans. They root for you, and they're not very critical.
Guys, that's from the legend, Bob Arnzen. I tell you what, Vic Whiting's trying to make a small legend for himself. Back to you guys.
And you know, Scott, that Bob used to coach football at Delphus St. John's. Joe kind of did it all when he was at Delphus St. John's, and now Bob ready for tomorrow night as we bring you action between Allen East and Pandora Gilboa. We are ready to go. I think our tummies are full as they possibly can be, Howard. Food from here, food from Craig Seaver, and I'm full.
Once again, the Carriage Works did a great job. Great job.
Okay, we are ready to get this one underway. We'll be telling you about some more stats here. I'd like to thank Dan Brooks, who's in charge of this whole tournament up here at Canton. Appreciate all his hospitality. And again, we turn things over now to Joe Tate for second half action.
Okay, Carl, St. John's kicks off for the second half. The opening flip of the coin was actually won by Fisher Catholic, but they deferred, and they will now receive to start the second half, and they'll open their first offensive drive at the 23-yard line as the ball was brought back by Andy Lipp. First down, 10 yards to go. They spot the ball at the 24.
Schulte in the first half for St. John's had 125 yards rushing. Martz with 27, Weber with 9. McCormick again was 2 of 4 for 22 yards, and maybe, Howard, that Coach Whiting will open it up a little bit more here in the second half after his comments to Scott Stiles at the end of the first half.
Yeah, I think he'd like to, but again, I think it's going to be based on how McCormick feels. You can't make a kid throw the football if the arm doesn't allow him to do it.
Well, the opening handoff was fumbled, and it looked from here as though Bowker was able to fall on it after missing connections with Snyder, the fullback.
You know, too, Howard, that the big man for Fisher Catholic was Nick Snyder all season long with over 2,000 yards. And in that first half, he was only able to pick up a total of 26 yards on 8 carries.
Once again, it tells you about the ability of this Delphus defense shutting off the run. We saw last week in Tiffin Calvert, the fullback for their team couldn't get it on track either.
And there is another on track right there as Snyder got